Hello, everybody. This is Cartoons Etc, and I'm A.F. Branco, syndicated cartoonist. And this is probably going to be our last show for a couple of weeks. We'll come back after the New Year's celebration that following week, whatever that is. But while you're getting your comments ready, we got a couple of songs that we're going to play that are kind of Christmassy type things. So get your comments ready. We're already heating up over on the chat. South Carolina girl said that I haven't friended her yet on X, and Joe Dan has. So I'm going to have to do something about that. So hang in there.
Well, the tide is finally turning, and Kamala's speech is slurring. Thank God we're saying bye to Joe. Screw the woke, screw the woke, screw the woke.
This is Tom McConnell.
And the mainstream media's dying, their viewers shaving their heads and crying. What is a woman? Well, they still don't know. Screw the woke, screw the woke, screw the woke. They tried to stop us by taking his life, but they missed, so it's fight, fight, fight. The left really thought they'd beat the right, and they fought, but they lost, thank the Lord. Now January is coming, half of Hollywood's already running. They're finding new countries to call home. Screw the woke, screw the woke, screw the woke.
And then we have Kevin Corona from REO Speedwagon, this little dilly here.
Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening, a beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird, here to stay is a new bird who sings a love song as we go along, walking in a winter wonderland. Hey, in the meadow we can build a snowman and pretend that he is Reverend Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. Oh, but you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we've made. Walking in a winter wonderland, walking in a winter wonderland. Yeah, we'll be walking in a winter wonderland. Oh yeah, walking in a winter wonderland. Just you and me, baby.
Oh yeah, that's raw, right off the recording there. Anyway, I'm going to bring in my friend Joe Dan Gorman, and we can talk about it a little bit. We got a lot of things going on. We got some videos to play, some old cartoons, Christmas cartoons that I've done. Here we go. Joe Dan, how are you?
Doing great, doing great. How's everybody tonight? So we got a bunch in the house. Debbie and Fancy and Nunya and South Carolina girl and Nana Vicky and Casey. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Anyway, glad to have y'all here.
Same here. We got a lot of people over on Rumble chat. South Carolina is mad at me because I haven't followed her Twitter page, so I got to do something about that.
I told you.
I know you did, but I forgot. Not that she's not important, but she keeps the people in line over there on the chat. She's the go-to person there. Anyway, how you been this week? You got a video coming out, or is that?
Yeah. We got a video coming out. It's going to be probably like right before New Year's.
Okay.
Or right about there. Just
so you mean the end of January?
No, not the end of January. But you're number one with me. No, but I mean, if you put it out like during Christmas, it kind of gets lost. So anyway, we
True.
got a
That's
good
true.
one coming,
Yeah.
and we're excited. And I'm telling you, just watching all this stuff today was so fun. I mean, it really was. First thing is, I'm not. Nobody's surprised at Speaker Johnson. He's like the worst.
No.
He's the total worst. But so Elon, now you gotta think some of these people are new to our political world. You know that, and Elon met rhinos today. Elon got his first taste of the rhinos, and then they got their first taste of Elon.
Oh yeah.
And MAGA. I'll tell you what, good job, guys. You know, they haven't canceled it yet, but boy, I tell you what, it's on wobbly footing. They're on thin ice.
Who's that?
And
Who's on thin
that
ice?
CR, that continuing resolution with all that. I mean, it was almost punitive spending sprees. I mean, just everything we're supposed to be against. All the stuff for COVID. Stuff for World Health Organization. I
They
mean,
got a raise. They got a raise too.
They're giving them a 40% raise. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
you know, they work so hard, you know.
Yeah. They work so hard spending our money.
In fact,
giving us regulations.
It is such a corrupt. I mean, it's a mafia up there. They don't even know what they're voting on. There was a video of Dick Durbin. He's a beaut, ain't he? Anyway, they asked him about, hey, well, I see you guys are giving yourself a raise. He's like, really?
Throw that video up. Throw that video up. We'll play it.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't even know anything about it. I mean, that's, you know.
Most don't know anything.
But then, like a typical politician, he takes it and spins it and turns it on the media. He's good at that. I mean, for a sleazy piece of crap who needs to go to prison. But anyway, it's right there.
All right, let's play it.
They're giving themselves a pay raise. Do you guys deserve a pay raise?
Well, that's news to me. It's good news. You know, what has it been, 10 years or 14 years and no COLA, no change at all? I think it's about time something's done.
You support giving yourselves a pay raise?
How would I not know about a pay raise?
But I mean, people look at the performance of Congress and say, why should we give them more money?
What about the media? Think about that for a second.
And we're not paid by public money.
I know you're not, but I mean, half of your listeners are not there anymore. You're still getting the same paycheck? What's going on?
Well, I mean, you're taxpayer money. I mean, you guys deserve a raise.
Yeah, that's enough. But you can see what a weasel that guy is.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Well, what about you
great.
guys? And far be it from me or Branco to defend CNN.
Yeah.
But no,
that's a great point. I'm surprised it was even made it to CNN, actually. But it goes to show that they don't even know what's in these bills half the time. And
they don't know.
Vivek,
and that's the other thing about Speaker Johnson. Polly Pockets, as Steve Bannon calls him. But this guy, man, he came out this morning using Vivek Ramaswamy as a human shield. He said, well, I talked to Vivek last night, and he was understood the situation. He was kind of cool with it.
Yeah.
Vivek was waiting to read the bill. And then Vivek came out and just smoked his butt, this morning when he came out with his verdict. This is garbage. But then the one that went crazier was Elon. He's like,
I would have liked to seen that. I didn't see
but
it.
well, you know what? We're gonna go through some of these tweets. I mean, Elon's tweets, they were beautiful. And but he put out one that shook Washington D.C. because Elon ain't to be trifled with.
No.
I mean,
he's serious.
He's the richest man in the history of the world.
That's
Not
true.
just in the world, in the history of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, he made a comment that Man, let's pull it up. Hold on. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
find
pull
it
it up.
here.
Well, I've got the cartoons ready to go for this week.
Okay, let's go ahead and start into them, and we can just
We'll
kind
start
of.
into the cartoons, and excuse me.
Why are we bigger on the screen than usual? I like when we're little.
Oh, well, you should have washed your face.
Well, see, that's why I think one of the worst inventions was high definition cameras. I mean, it's okay when you have pretty people,
Mhm.
it might be in a movie, but ugly some bitches like us in there talking, or anytime you're watching the news and you see
Mhm.
somebody like a Sean Hannity, or nobody watches that anyway. But I mean, like nobody wants to see nobody that clear. It's like, get away.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you see more wrinkles on HD TV than you do in real life.
I know. Yeah, they kind of bring out the wrinkles sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, this cartoon I did last week. From I had it posted on my website.
Oh yeah, was this your sneak peek? I think.
No,
Maybe.
it was the end of the cartoons last week, so
Oh no,
I
well you gave me a sneak peek of it.
I gave I gave everybody a sneak peek. So, yeah, the closeout sale, 99% off or best offer. So,
Yeah.
and remember, somebody had said on the chat, says you should have put flies around, given what he uses sometimes to paint with
Oh my
feces.
God.
Yeah. So I'll just move on to this. Everybody saw it last week. Well, there might be some out there that haven't seen it yet, but
But
uh,
he's a sicko, man.
oh
Oh,
man,
this cartoon you did here was beautiful. They got shared by everybody. I think
yeah, Alex
Roger
Jones,
Stone,
Roger Stone, and a bunch of them. I don't know how many people shared it. It went pretty viral though, because
yeah,
it's true. Stop that. You're not president yet. So trying to stop Biden from destroying the country before he gets out of office. You know, Biden is a lot like Saddam Hussein in the sense. Remember, Saddam Hussein tried to blow up all those oil wells before he left office. He's tried to destroy
well,
everything so they couldn't. That's
that's
kind of like
what
what Biden's doing.
that's what the Bush people told us anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
did.
Remember, he
You could
had all
see it
those
from
weapons
space.
yeah, but that doesn't show who started the fires.
You got to be
I mean,
careful.
you can't trust. I don't trust
No,
anything, especially
no.
that comes out of that era of the Bush and Obama.
Because
Don't believe any of it.
they're all the same people in the deep state, all the same people in CIA, FBI, all those crusty people are all in there all the way through Bush, the Bushes, clear
Yeah,
into
but
Clinton, the next Bush, and then Obama. Nothing changed, and it was just they had this facade like they were something different, but they really weren't.
and that's what you and I were talking about. We have lived, people our age have lived through the worst presidents in the history of this country.
Yeah.
I mean, since Ronald Reagan, we get Herbert Walker Bush, read my
Mm-hmm.
lips, no new taxes, and he introduced the new world order,
New World Order.
and
Yeah.
it goes in from him, goes into Clinton, and then into W. And W, he was such a fraud. He wouldn't even claim to be conservative. Remember, he said he's a compassionate conservative.
Yeah. Compassionate.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Which is
not conservative. I'm
yeah.
a compassionate, which means I'm a stinking liberal commie.
Yeah, or a Democrat. Yeah, exactly.
And then, but he gave us the Patriot Act, and then they gave us TARP, and
Yep.
TARP was TARP hadn't stopped.
Mm-mm.
And when they gave us TARP, he and Obama both, and we talked about this before, but it's just our debt was $9 trillion.
Yeah.
$9 trillion, 16 years ago.
Yep.
And look at
And
us now. We're like what, 37 trillion?
it's
We're picking up a
projected to go to 40
trillion.
trillion very soon, is
Yeah,
what they're.
we're hitting $1 trillion every 100 days.
Mhm.
And they pull this bullshit. What they're doing
Yeah.
today, like we're giving ourselves a raise, and then they're just squandering it. But they're raiding the treasury. You know, and
Yeah,
I
and
think that
this cartoon here is it's just not World War III that I think that Trump and his accolades are trying to help prevent. It's everything that they're doing. Biden was selling off the border wall supplies at like pennies on the dollar. And
that's insane. Yeah, the border wall. Yeah. People
mhm.
were hauling it off for 5 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and
they
that,
got like 40 tons for $5.
yeah,
40 tons for $5.
how can you be for the American people when you know that Trump gets back in there, he's going to have to buy all that stuff back at taxpayers' money and with taxpayers' money. So you don't really care about the American people at all. And I think that Biden, from what I've heard, is very, very vindictive towards his opposition. He tries to come off as this doddery old fool, but he's got a lot of hate in his heart. And he may be
Well,
senile,
and
but he still has the
the
hate.
people surrounding him, the people running the show, because James O'Keefe has had a couple of videos here in the last week from
Mm-hmm.
people within the White House, within national security, they're talking about how Biden is toast.
Mm-hmm.
Biden ain't making no decisions. I mean, he can't
Mm-hmm.
even. He loses his concentration in mid sentence all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, me and
So
Branco
it's
knew
not
that
just
too.
Biden; it's his whole entourage, all those leftover Bomanites and all that are vindictive, also that are doing these kind of things, especially trying to ignite World War III. And I've always thought this from the beginning that Biden was just a talking head, somebody to stand in there, and all they have to do is make him think he's in charge, make him think he's the president, while they're doing all these shenanigans behind his back. Not even behind his back; they're probably doing it right in front of him, but he don't care.
He doesn't
And
know. I mean, they have a cadaver
no,
up there, so they can do anything they want. They can blame him, and
mm-hmm.
they keep their hands clean. They
And you can't
think.
tell me Obama isn't still running the country behind Biden. Remember, he had that thing where he
Ooh.
came out and says, if they had just a figurehead in front and I sat in my living room in my pajamas and ran the country, I'd be perfectly fine with that. That's what he's doing. That's what he's been doing, I believe, him and his accolades. So this here cartoon is from alphanews.org. I do a cartoon for them every week out of Minnesota. It has to pertain to Minnesota issues. And this is Waltz here. And what they have, not just the autism center, but a lot of centers that are designed to help people. Democrats and different people are taking money out of it and absconding with it. And he's turning a blind eye like he doesn't know anything about it. So I know nothing, like Sergeant Schultz. And the taxpayers, of course, are upset about it. And that pretty much, but that's Minnesota politics. But as goes Minnesota, so does the rest of the United States.
They're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing.
They're doing it all over the
Everywhere.
country in blue states.
There's a report that the majority of the Ukraine money never left the United States.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a shocker, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. And then we have the drone situation. And
Oh my God.
this is kind of also a play on the idea that he's pardoning everybody. He's pardoned child pornography people. He's somebody that two or three people that embezzled millions of dollars from the taxpayers. He's pardoned them, and a whole list of other people. They say he's going to pardon, like pre-pardon. What do you call it? Retro pardon some of the people, so that in case they get in trouble, he's going to pardon them.
Preemptive blanket pardons.
Yeah, for like Liz Cheney and Kissinger.
Our conspiracy theories are so good. they cause preemptive blanket pardons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
How
that.
about that for a conspiracy theory?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, what do you think these drones are? I've heard all kinds of
You
stories.
know, I don't know. I mean, and I hear Trump does not sound that concerned. He thinks we know what it is. I
Well, he
don't
knows what
know.
it is. Trump knows what it is because he
Yeah,
was in
you
on the
know he
briefings.
does. Yeah. So
But he
I'm
can't
not worried about
say
him.
what they are because of, I guess, secret meetings, so he can't, expose it. But he knows what they are, and he's asking the question: why don't they just tell people what it is? It's not that big a deal, They should
Yeah.
know, you know. Um, and if it's something serious, people should be on the lookout, themselves, what it could
Well, I
be.
tell you what, if there's a drone over my house, it's going down.
Mm,
It just is. I mean, if it passes by, I'm okay. But if it hovers, it's
hmm
done.
Yeah, looking in
It'll
your
be its
windows.
it'll be its last hover.
It's last hover.
Yeah.
And this was today's cartoon. Actually, Joe Dan helped me out with the wording on this one because I
Oh,
had
but
yeah.
but that's a good one now. That's what they've done. That's what they've
Mhm.
done. They're going after it, and they're even making a list. I'm saying there's a website now of all the top CEOs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so they're putting targets on them.
Exactly. And that all the CEO is doing is he's hired to run the company effectively and efficiently. And to go after him, all they're going to do is replace the CEO. So you can kill off as many CEOs as you want, but you're still going to have another CEO come in, maybe. And the thing is that all of this began back with Obamacare. Insurance companies were forced to survive in that Obamacare climate, and that's all they're doing. Everybody, I'm hearing from everybody on my Twitter and all my social media that they had great health care before Obamacare came along, and it just destroyed it. It destroyed it. It cost way more than what they used to pay, and it's absorbent amount of money that just to stay in it. Some of them were forced out of it, and they love their health care. They love their health insurance, and now it's a mess.
At
And
the
it's all because of
time
this guy right here.
yeah, at the time they did it back in 2008, 2009, they were bringing in 80. It was like 84 or 86% of Americans had coverage.
Mm-hmm.
You only had a 14%
Yeah.
without coverage.
Right.
And so what do? It's blow up the whole thing.
Yeah. So that now the 14% have health care and everybody else is suffering. There was one guy on, I think it was one of the social media where he got on and he said he had bone cancer, and it switched him from being a Democrat to Republican simply because they were going to give free health care to illegal aliens, and every one of the politicians on the stage in the debate, all Democrat politicians, raised their hands that they were for free health care for illegal immigrants. But this guy had great health care, but then he had to stop it, or they stopped his health care, and here they are, millions of Americans going without health care while they're getting ready to give free health care to illegal aliens who shouldn't even be here. That's horrible.
And they're so disgusting. Well, y'all saw that video. The guy, he's been a Democrat all his life. He voted for Obama. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to get my health care fixed. And the next thing you knew, it was, well, they didn't fix it. They broke it.
Yeah, they broke it big time. And I haven't seen much. The only people I have a relative somewhere said, well, it's been great for so and so, and I said, well, it's good for him, good for her, But everybody else is suffering, and there are a lot more people claiming to suffer from what Obamacare did to the health insurance company. And My wife works for a health insurance company, and she knows very well what this has done to people. So, but moving right along here, I guess we'll go on to a different subject. There you are.
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are. We got a lot of comments floating in, everybody.
Well, let's talk to our peeps.
Let's talk to our peeps.
Is everybody feeling good? Is everybody feeling good? Everybody optimistic? I am.
I am too.
I'm optimistic as you can get. Especially when you know, I mean, this battle between good and evil, it will never end until God ends it. So right now we're in the catbird seat. We need to enjoy it. We need to take advantage, and we need to keep punching because we need to destroy these people. We need to completely remove them.
Yeah.
So,
you got to root it out. I think Cash said that in one of his interviews. You got to go down deep and yank these people out of these positions and replace them with people that have America's interest first. Debbie, good to see you here. Nunya, Jittery Hobo, Squicky says. Some of our regulars. We got a few new ones too. I can't see the screen. Let me see. Best is the world. All right, Best. Good to see you. Welcome. We got LinkedIn user. Is that your uncle?
Yeah, I think it is. It's my uncle or my aunt. I get them mixed up.
Yeah,
they look alike.
That's a heck of a name. Yeah. And then over on Rumble, of course, we have South Carolina keeping everybody in line there. We have Knock My Socks Off. We have
no, just knock one off. Just knock one off.
Knock one off.
It wasn't really good. They only knocked one sock off.
Yeah. Miss Nancy, Kazinini. Good to see you guys here. Deplorable Dissident. I'll name the rest later. Lon Will, good to see you. Nana Vicky, thanks for showing up, you guys. You got some videos for us.
Yeah, we got. I like some that Jesse Lee Peterson could be funny. He had this tranny on his show. He's like, you don't look like no woman.
Let's play that.
Well, if you had my chin, I'll call it. No, you don't. Anyway,
it ain't working.
Number two.
It ain't working.
Number two.
Number two. Let me find it here. Oh, geez.
That would be the second one.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't look like a woman at all.
Besides my chin, if I hide my chin, yes, I do.
You gotta You gotta do more than that.
Well, that's your opinion.
No, I can. Stevie Wonder can see that you're not a woman.
I'm not an adult entertainer. Okay, I don't go to clubs and do shows and dance.
Oh,
I'm a proper lady. Just an average woman. What is funny?
Oh God.
What are you laughing at, Jesse?
I'm laughing at you.
I'm laughing at you. Oh man, that guy.
I can do something with my chin.
He wants you to. This guy wants you to take his psychological screw up and validate it. And if you don't validate, you're a bigot, and it's just not reality.
It's like, oh my God! I mean, how to see a society that does not believe in God? People don't believe in God or believe anything. And look at this. Look at that.
Yeah.
Another thing, I saw this clip of Jesse Waters. He had going through a few things of that. It's kind of cool. It's a little short video, but it covers a lot. It's the first one.
Let's do it.
Wait a second. The media said Trump was going to order SEAL Team 6 to assassinate journalists. And now the media is like, I'm going to sleep. Wake me up when they're outside the door. The journalists who thought they'd be dead in January were calling Trump for an interview.
The day after after Donald Trump had that crazy rally at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I rolled the dice and I called him on the phone.
Yeah.
And he answered. I called him and said, I want an interview with you. Obviously, he said no. But my point is, I was able to get to him by dialing his phone.
Right.
Now, that might be completely and you're like, I can't believe people know this guy's phone number.
And remember when all these economists said Trump was going to light up inflation and send us into a recession? Well, this just in from the Wall Street Journal. CEOs on Wall Street say they're more optimistic than they've been in years. What's going on? Well, the media keeps writing these stories about the resistance. What resistance? I haven't seen it. Where? Democrat donors are dining at Mar-a-Lago. Fetterman's meeting with Hegseth. We haven't seen a single protest anywhere. The legacy media's audience is disappearing. MSNBC and CNN are getting spun off like dead weight by their parent companies. So these hosts are starting to tell the truth because lying just got bad for business. George Stephanopoulos just cost ABC $15 million because he defamed Trump. And the Post reports he's humiliated. First, Disney lost to DeSantis, and now they're funding Trump's presidential library.
That is a good summary of a lot of stuff. There's eating crow.
Oh, yeah.
What are you having for breakfast? So we're having crow. We have for lunch, crow sandwich. And then for dinner, we're having filet of crow.
What are you having for Christmas dinner? Crow. Yeah. No, but these CEOs.
Hold on. I got a salad with crotons.
Crow.
Oh, boo!
No, these CEOs.
Get that out.
Oh, you had to do it, and that was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. But these CEOs, they just go with I think a lot of them go with where the tide is going. Trump. When Biden was in there and they knew that predominantly it was Democrats in control, they tried to appease them. They tried to go along with them and try to make as much money as they could with them. Now that it's Trump, they're going along with him, hoping they don't get hurt by him. And it's kind of like what Morning Joe and Nika go down with their hat in their hand to talk to after calling him Hitler and a Nazi for 4 years. They go down there with the hat in the hand to try to talk nicey nice with him. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take these people serious.
No.
You can't.
No.
They lie about everything. And you know, one of the most enjoyable exchanges I've seen recently was Van Jones on with Chris Cillizza. Cillizza. That's the guy. They're both CNN peeps. Yeah, like Chris Cillizza kind of goes around some of the other left-wing media. But anyway, Van Jones is honest. I mean, he absolutely nails it. He says Trump ain't stupid. This guy was like, well, how did Trump do this? How did Trump do that? And it's number 2. It's a really good clip.
Well, he's a communist, but he sounds desperate. He sounds like we need to do something to stop Trump. We need to figure out what they're doing because they're way ahead of us on this game.
Wow.
Donald Trump is not an idiot. Donald Trump, let me just be very clear. Donald Trump is smarter than me, you, and all critics. You know how I know? Because he has the White House, the Senate, the House.
Totally agree.
The popular vote. He has a massive media ecosystem bigger than the mainstream built around him and for him, and a religious fervor in a political movement around him. And his best buddy is the richest person in the history of the world, and the most relevant Kennedy is with him. This dude is a phenomenon. He is the most powerful human on earth and in our lifetime. And we're still saying, well, how was this guy? We look like idiots to ordinary.
You're totally right.
You're totally right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's but at least see, and that's the problem going on over on the left now. You've got some like Van who's like, okay, we got problems, so we got to deal with them. We got to face facts, and you got these others who are, well, we ran a good campaign. It was just the stupid American people.
Yeah. But they never asked why.
Keep that up.
It
don't matter. They're so arrogant. They're so
Mhm.
freaking arrogant. It's like that guy we're talking about arrogant. I got a clip of the the NCAA is the one that allows all these
Right.
transgenders playing, these men playing in the women's sports here in the United States.
Mhm.
And I don't know if any of you guys saw it. I don't remember what his name is, but he's the NCAA president, and he is just the epitome of what's
Right.
wrong. And this
But let me
guy is so arrogant. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, let me say this about what the left. They know they have a problem. They know there's a big problem going on with the voting base and all that, but they never ask why. It's like they're so arrogant about their beliefs that it must be some outlander type of thing. The reason why they lost it's this over there, but what it is that they're not for the American people. They're not for the everyday people. They're for their own agenda, which doesn't include a lot of times the benefit and welfare of everyday citizens. I had to get that
It
out.
never includes that because they're the
Yeah,
mafia now. They
yeah,
are what every mafia has dreamed of from the history of time and the history of crime.
right,
No criminal syndicate has had it as good as
right.
as the
We
Democrats.
and we are winning. We're winning the working class. The working class has looked at the Democrats and said, "You guys are not for us. You're for millions and millions of illegal immigrants coming in. You're sending our tax money over to Ukraine, and we have no idea what it's being used for." There's just a whole list of things that have nothing to do with everyday Americans. You've ruined our health care. So now, it's gone to the point where but they don't even ask about those kind of things. All they keep talking about is,
They're about
well,
to.
yeah, Trump, he's on the social media, he's got this and he's got that, and that's why he won. Well, it's not just that. People gravitated to those places because of what you guys are doing. You've censored them. You've got control of the mainstream media that keeps lying to us every day. People are waking up to that.
Well,
So,
that interview with Van and Chris Alyssa there, that they
mhm,
were talking about how, and rightly so, Trump figured out that the mainstream media is now the fringe.
yeah,
And what was the fringe? Us.
yeah.
We're now the mainstream. Yeah,
You you got
yeah,
Bongino, you got
yeah,
the War Room, and these places
yeah.
are kicking their ass. It's like
Oh
they're just
man,
devastating their ratings, and it's good to see because these people, if they'd have just said the truth, if they'd have just talked about just report the news, but what they did is they tried to
they
sway
didn't.
opinion.
They didn't even have to do that. The
Yeah,
Democrats could have stayed in power forever if they'd just not gone so crazy.
yeah, but
I
they
mean,
always overreach.
look what it took to wake us up. I mean, a lot
Hmm.
of us are already. Well, I'm not talking about us, but look, it took these last 4 years, the lockdowns, the tyranny, the open
Hmm.
borders of crime. I mean, the forced injections,
Hmm.
the going after our kids. I think the going after the kids
Hmm.
was the biggest thing. Was the jolt to the system that woke most of the remaining sleeping Americans up.
Right.
When we saw they're going after kids, man. And
Yeah.
they're like,
And
because we've never seen that before. And you know why we've never seen it? Civilized people don't go after children,
no.
only
Yeah, they've
demons.
been
And that's
they've been
why.
doing that a long time, but it was not so obvious. So, what video do you want to show up now?
Well, we were talking about how they're just such jerks. And this guy from the NCAA, and this is, when you're like, why are they allowing this to happen? Why, you see the schools and like that Riley Gaines, the swimmer for the University of Kentucky, she had to swim against that big, tall, the one that looked like Scott Pressler.
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, but anyway, so you've got this is a video of the problem. It was not like, Why are the schools doing this? Why aren't the schools? It's not the schools. This is the president of the NCAA. On number 2.
Yeah, you got it.
That's the wrong one.
Oh, hang on. Rewind that
number
one.
1.
Okay.
We'll say
Number
that-
1.
yeah,
You want number 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Say the federal law requires the NCAA to permit biological men to play in women's sports?
No, I said there have been 5 cases in federal court in the past 18 months. And
Okay, because I thought you told him that
federal
the reason the
judges
NCAA
sided
couldn't
with
the
participation.
reason the NCAA couldn't take a position on this, in fact, you have taken a position on it. You're affirmatively permitting biological men in women's sports, but you said to him it's because of federal law. There's no federal law that requires it, right? The relevant federal law is Title IX, is it not? You're familiar with Title IX.
If guidance on this issue from Title IX or guidance with respect to discrimination law would be
Title IX
important.
is already the law.
the
Title IX says
federal judges have
it's
ruled
20
on
USC Section 1681A. By the way, let's just dispense with that, Kennard. No federal court has ordered the NCAA to include biological men in women's sports, right? There's not a single case that has ordered the NCAA to do so, correct?
That's pretty much what they decided in the
No, don't say pretty much. We're talking about the law here.
Yes,
and
I know.
And you actively dissembled to Senator Kennedy just a second ago. It's not true that the NCAA has been ordered by any court, number one. It's not true that federal law requires you to include biological males. In fact, Title IX explicitly says no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be denied the benefits of any educational program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. You are in court at this moment arguing that Title IX doesn't apply to the NCAA, which is astounding to me, given the amount of money, federal money, the NCAA gets. But let me just ask you this. A total of 5 teams, 5 women's volleyball teams, Wyoming, Southern Utah, Utah State, Nevada, and Boise State all had to forfeit 7 games in their conference play, NCAA conference play this past year, women's teams, because a biological male, under your rules, was playing on a rival's team. How is that not denying them the benefits of the sport? Why is this fair to women?
And when that issue went to federal court, the judge sided with participation.
That's enough of that jerk. You know, he's. Did I say the bad word? Yeah, he's an asshole. That's what he is. But I mean, he's like, and he's a Republican. He's a Republican.
They're playing games. They're trying to keep.
The NCAA guy is a Republican.
He's trying to keep his job, trying to thread the needle to keep his job. But that is what I think is positive about Trump coming in, is that a lot of people are going to feel more emboldened to stand by their values, knowing they may have backup, both in the courts, the FBI, and DOJ. They may get a little bit more backbone, I'm hoping.
Well,
what's the next video we got?
Okay, well, let's see the next. Hold on, don't play the one that's up there. Let's see. We have a great video. I don't know if y'all saw this clip of Representative Corey Mills lighting up our Secretary of State.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is a good one. Yeah. Corey Mills, he's one of the good guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
The other thing is that in Israel, a horrible incident occurred where over 1,200 people lost their lives. And yet the State Department had done nothing to come in and actually rescue Americans who had been left behind. How do I know that? Because the very first rescues conducted was on October 11th from Nazareth, Tiberias, and Haifa. How do I know it? Because I was the one who conducted them. 32 Americans that day, then into the West Bank, then into Jerusalem, then out towards Gaza. I got 255 Americans out by myself before the State Department lifted a finger and did anything to bring a plane in. Meanwhile, other nations were already flying aircraft in and out, rescuing their citizens. Again, another failure of 22 USC 4802.
Not correct.
It is correct, and the reason I know it's because I was there. Were you there, sir?
I had an
Were you there,
entire
sir?
embassy there.
You were not.
I
Let's go ahead and
had an
start
entire
with
embassy
that.
there, and I've been there 12 times.
How many Americans did you rescue, sir?
Yeah. We've gotten
How
many
many did
Americans
you
out.
personally rescue, sir? None, correct?
Right.
So don't try and talk to me about ground truth. You couldn't even control what was happening in Afghanistan. Let's start there.
Boom.
Boom.
I can't wait till these people are removed.
Yeah.
And that Blinken was the one behind the origination of the letter for the 51 intel professionals on the Hunter Biden laptop thing, where they said, oh, it's Russian disinformation. Blinken coordinated that letter. Yes, he did. He sure did.
Yeah.
And then that was his reward for getting Biden in. Was okay. Now you get to be Secretary of State. That's gonna be, and Liz Cheney. Oh, it could have happened to a better person. She is so busted. She worked with that Cassidy Hutchinson, who told the craziest story of all. Trump grabbed the Secret Service man to take control of the vehicle, and it's like, what? I mean, you know, but apparently, and Liz was talking to this chick Cassidy, and not only directly during text messages, but also through one of the hosts of The View, the conservative host of The View, and they're out there. She's busted. And that was one of the things that they tried to throw in this ridiculous CR that the Department of Justice cannot investigate Congress. So what? Did you see that?
Yeah.
They had so much insane stuff in that bill.
Yeah.
And
so that when Trump goes into, or when they start to go into investigate him, you guys just passed a bill. You can't investigate Liz Cheney. You can't. Yeah. So, she tampered with evidence. What do you call that? Tampering with a witness or influencing a witness or something. But anyway.
Well, in this case, I think you call it treason.
Yeah. That's a good title for it. I've got a few other cartoons. I've got some older cartoons, and it is Christmas. And by the way, I want to just mention that I was invited to Mar-a-Lago a few months ago, but I accidentally deleted the invitation without realizing it. And when I was talking, one of the people that I was just invited to an inaugural party over in Washington, D.C. And he said, and the guy, I don't want to mention his name, but he said, well, we missed you at Mar-a-Lago a couple of months ago. And I said, Mar-a-Lago. And he said, yeah, I sent you an invitation. I said, I didn't get it. And he looked it up and he saw that he had invited me, but he never saw a response. So it probably got, because I get about 1,000 junk mails a day coming in, and I just go through and delete them without really probably paying attention. I'm going to pay attention more often now, but I'm not going to be able to make the Washington inaugural party, which is too bad, but it's just going to be too hectic, and I'll probably not find a room, and I'll have to be homeless for 2 days while I'm doing it. So I figured I better not.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun, but it would be hectic. And I'm going to enjoy it from my living room, where there's no line for the bathroom.
But I did tell him, I said, the next time that there's something going on at Mar-a-Lago, I want to go, and I'm going to give him another email to send it to where it's not as crowded. And he said, for sure. So,
well, that's cool. That's something to be invited to an inaugural party.
Well, you'd be my +1. So, well, my +2, because my wife is going to go. So you're really my +2. So
if
get
you were
ready.
Going, I would get to go with you.
Yeah. So you got to get your bags packed now.
Well, let's go.
It might be a month from now. It might be 6 months from now. It might be 2 years from now. But keep that bag ready, because you never know. I might have to fly down to Tennessee and jump in a car, and because you don't fly, do you? Do you fly?
I
once in a
don't
while?
fly.
Okay.
I quit
So we'll have to
flying. The
do.
last time I flew was in 2019. I'm
So we'll
done
have
with
to
that
plan.
crap.
We'll have to plan a road trip from Tennessee to Mar-a-Lago.
I tell you what, I love road trips, man.
Me
I
too.
love
Yeah.
road trips. I mean, I haven't taken a good road trip in a while.
Yeah.
You know, we used to drive across country. We didn't have any GPS, and but we had Stuckies.
Hmm.
We sure
No,
did. And then the thing. I remember you'd see signs. Don't miss the thing. Only 700 miles. And
yeah.
then don't miss the
Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah.
300 miles.
Yeah.
And you go up there and oh, here's the thing. Oh, we just missed the
Hmm.
turnout. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get on the way back.
Yeah. So
uh,
I would just say mark it on your calendar, but I don't know what day it's going to be. But the next the guy said he would make sure that I got on the list. I'm on the list, so he'll make sure that he'll get the invitation to me next time. But man, I was really disappointed. Not too disappointed about the inaugural ball, but kind of disappointed that I didn't. I'd love to go to Mar-a-Lago and see Trump and blah blah blah, but he probably
yeah,
doesn't know who I am. But
I'm on lists, just not good lists.
you're on
I'm
the
on
naughty
bad
list.
lists.
Speaking of naughty list, is this cartoon here? These are older cartoons. This is 2021. I've got some older ones here, and this is Uncle Sam on Santa's lap saying, "Right now, I'd settle for $1.79 gallon gas and some mean tweets." Isn't that the truth, though?
Yes, it is the truth.
Yeah. All right.
And
So it's an illustrated truth, kind of
yeah,
cartoonish
the
style.
only thing that's dated there is the word tweets.
Yeah. Well, they
It's
still
still,
use tweets. They still
yeah,
use
they
tweets.
still call them tweets. Don't
They
they?
still
Yeah.
they even call them tweets when they're on True Social. They call them True Social tweets.
See,
Or
that's
True.
when that's kind of like Kleenex and Coke, you know, they
Mhm.
just, the brand name defines the product.
Yeah. What brand of Coke do you want?
Yeah. How the
How the
Grinch
Grinch.
stole
Go ahead.
reality and replaced it with fake news.
Hmm. You got NBC, you
Uh,
got NPR, you got CNN, ABC, CBS, all of it. So that was back
yeah,
in
and
2017. 2017.
every now and then I subscribe to the New York Times when it's just like $1,
Mm.
$1 a month, a while. And then as soon as they get ready to charge more, I cancel.
Good for you. Yeah.
But I just decided because I've been following how they cover some of these stories, especially the story about George Stephanopoulos, and
Hmm.
that settlement. How beautiful was that?
That was gorgeous.
That was beautiful, and there's
Hmm.
going to be more to come. But the media is going to learn they can't lie. But the New York Times, if you just reading their coverage of that event, well, it was Trump's fault that George had to lie. It's like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And I hope a lot more is going to come out if Cash gets in there and they start revealing some of these classified, blacked
It's
out
coming
letters.
out. It
Yeah,
is
it's coming.
coming out.
And
They can't
I mean, the
stop
media
it.
is not going to be able to stop the flow of it. It's going to be out, and people are going to, when they find out about what's happening, and the media tries to hide it, it's just going to hurt them all the best. They'd be better off to expose it along with the information so they don't lose the rest of their credibility. And I did this cartoon for Americans for Limited Government. They wanted a cartoon more about what Christmas is really all about. Emmanuel, God be with us, rejoice. Merry Christmas from Americans for Limited Government. And it's not really a cartoon, but it's just kind of an
It's like a
illustration.
cartoon Christmas card.
Yeah, absolutely.
A Christmas cartoon.
Mm-hmm. And I found out the other day watching history that the mangers weren't made out of wood. They were made out of stone, carved out stone and rock. And so I'm off. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't get a misinformation signal from Facebook on this one.
Well, I didn't want to say anything.
And then this is from the Obama era, 2013.
The
Meativity.
Doing a selfie of himself with the. Is that a jackass doing a selfie with another jackass?
That's right. Yeah. And then they have their Democrat voters over here.
Yeah, you got three wise men. You know they ain't Democrats.
No, you got the Republicans here. But
that's funny.
Yeah, then you have deck the halls with lots of hypocrisy. Flynn guilty, lying to FBI. Lauer fired.
Matt Lauer.
Matt Lauer.
He's been hidden away, hasn't he? Matt
Lauer has. I'm surprised
he had that button on his desk where he could lock the door and the music would start playing and the chandelier would drop down and some hors d'oeuvres would slide out on the table. And P. Diddy would come in with a tuxedo and some baby oil.
I think also with the influx of Trumpers coming into office, you're going to see a lot more exposure on this crap that's coming out of Hollywood, the Epstein list, all of this stuff. I think is going to start. People are going to be just blown away by what Hollywood is and the evil and the debauchery that comes along with these.
Yeah, did you see how the ethics committee decided in a secret meeting to leak out the Matt Gaetz allegations?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all there is. It's allegations. From just a horrible crime. They're trying to blackmail him for like $25 million and stuff. But anyway, but the ethics. But you're right. And I heard Marjorie Taylor Greene said, we want to see all of it. You want to see that? Let's see all of it.
Yeah, let's see all of
it. They still got that slush fund.
Yeah,
where they pay for their own shenanigans.
Yeah, this is somebody brought it up, and I don't know where I saw it, but they were talking about Pete Hegseth, and they're talking about his drinking from 20 years ago and running around with women 20 years ago and all this. And the people accusing him of those things are people from Washington who do this stuff all the time. They're a bunch of drunks. They're a bunch of people running around on their wives, but yet they single out Hegseth for something he may have done 20 years ago. It's just the hypocrisy.
Well, you see what they did to Madison Cawthorn, didn't you?
No.
He came out and said, the crippled guy who was in Congress.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, they're having some crazy ass parties up here, man. Cocaine and everything.
Didn't they show
gone. He's gone. Oh. They kicked him out of Congress. So they went after his seat big time.
What was that picture that was floating around the internet of homosexual sex in the house?
Picture. I think it was it a picture or was it a video?
It was I think it was a video where they're right in the congressional.
Yeah.
Room there have the debauchery there is just.
You remember decency's on the ticket. Remember how they said that? Decency's on the ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to have gay dudes like having butt sex in the Senate chamber. We're going to take pictures.
That's right. It was the Senate chamber. Family. Yeah. Or the House chamber. Was the House chamber or the Senate chamber?
It was the Senate chamber.
Okay. Here's a cartoon I did. This is similar to one that is a couple of cartoons ago.
The big guy who stole, the
thing. Law and order, secure borders, world respect, sanity, freedom, low fuel prices, and grocery prices. This was before the grocery prices just went.
Yeah, and then, but look at the data that's from 2021. That was immediate.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, everything went.
Yeah.
So what the heck, man?
Yeah. And this one here is a happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. This was a cartoon I used to do for Liberty Lions. I don't think they're run by them anymore. Got the mistletoe here and Obamacare mandates, and this is Obamacare mandates.
Oh my God!
And America standing here and you pucker up.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, it is.
I kind of looks like Madonna, though. I think.
Yeah.
There's
and then
Mueller.
there, yeah, 2017, the height of the Russia hoax investigation, and Santa Claus is a little upset. You can see in his face, and he's carrying off with the naughty or nice list, and the elf over here is mad too. It made more sense back then.
Oh, it makes sense. Yeah, they were getting accusations from anywhere they could find them.
Oh yeah, they had to make them up.
Yeah, they did.
And this is about the war on Christmas. Mrs. Claus says, "So how goes that war on Christmas?" And you can look at Santa Claus coming in from.
Yeah, but in all fairness, Santa Claus is in much better shape than Jesus Christ is.
Yeah.
You know, we were saying people listen to all their favorite Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are about Jesus Christ. Now you can find the one exception is Peanuts spends like 65 seconds, and it's really nice what Linus says, but at least he tells a story of Christmas. But none of them are like Die Hard's a great Christmas movie, but even the good Christmas movies like Miracle on 34th Street and the ones like that, they're not about Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, without Jesus, y'all wouldn't be celebrating Christmas.
Absolutely. But a lot of people, it seems like, I know atheists and I know people that don't believe at all are celebrating Christmas because of I guess the nostalgia attached to it.
Well, they've just turned it into a commercial event.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. I mean, it's all about Santa and the toys and the gifts and all that. We ain't got room for Jesus. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. This is one of my favorites, the Star of Bethlehem, the Star of Jerusalem. Because cool. I did this after he moved the embassy.
Yeah, you should re-release this one. This is a really good one.
I will. I am. I'm going to put it up. We got a few of them that I'm going to put back up there. So.
And pretend it was your idea. And pretend it was your idea. Pretend it was your idea.
Yeah, I'm going to claim it anyway. Yeah. So that takes care of those. So
anyway, we're laughing. I have a little story I want to tell. I had a friend of mine. We had a recording studio in this cabin, and he had this date. He had a hot date, and he was going out. And he said, "Man, you got any Listerine or something?" I said, "Yeah, no, there's some Listerine in the cabinet." And he says, "Well, I've never used Listerine." I said, "You've never?" I said, "I was wondering what I was smelling," but no. He was like, I said, "Just put it in, just start gargling with it." He said, "Dang, man, this burns." I said, "That just means it's killing germs." I said, "You got to keep." You got to keep doing it until it quits burning. And he was in there, and I forgot. I was at watching the football game or something, and then Larry was like, "Damn, brother." He said, "This is I can't take this." And I just forgot. I started dying laughing. Anyway, I was just you got to keep gargling until it quits burning. I don't think if you gargle until it quits burning, you probably lost several layers of skin off out of your mouth.
Yeah.
And every taste bud that you have, every nerve cell.
I was thinking you were going to say that he mixed up the Listerine with the Drano. And,
no. Oh, that's another story for another day. You
yeah.
know, but before, we were just talking about Christmas. Netflix. I'm telling you what, I cannot. There's places I detest, and Netflix is one of them. Check out this second one here, the second number 2 video.
Yeah.
They're mocking the nativity scene.
Let's watch
I
it.
mean, and it's a kids' Christmas show.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this preview.
Children in costumes they can barely see out of, and a steep drop. What could possibly go wrong?
Jesus! Oh, God. Was a cool dude. A beard, long hair, into woodwork. A hipster, basically. He wouldn't have wanted us to do the same boring Christmas story year after year, right, parents? Huh? Exactly. He'd want a strictly vegetarian, multicultural fun fest with lots of pop songs and stuff about climate change. Written by our resident genius, Sam. Over to you. Great speech, Sam. Right, strap in, shape up, and gird those loins for the 3 wise women! Hit it, Mrs. Beckles.
Good grief.
Off it goes, Sam. Yeah! Hurry.
That's enough of that, don't you think? I mean,
Yeah,
it goes
that's
on.
good.
It goes on. It's
Yeah.
disgusting. It has. I'm not going to describe it. It gets disgusting.
Yeah.
But that's what I will not spend a dime with those people. Oh, that's Obama's company.
It is.
They don't own
He's
it.
on there a lot. There's a
they have a big production deal with them. They are highly compensated. And when you're, a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, well, I want to watch Netflix so I can see the J.D. Vance movie."
Yeah,
that's fine if you want to do that. But if you're paying for Netflix for anything, you're paying for them to produce crap like this. And they also did those pedophile movies. The ones about one called Girl, little boy, a little transgender boy, full frontal nudity. Another one about little girls,
like
9, 10, 11 years old, called Cuties.
They lost a lot of viewership over that. A lot of people killed their accounts.
And then, but they're like, "Well, I just subscribe so I can watch Mike Tyson." Well, that was a great fight. I hope it was worth it. But I mean, that's what they do. I mean, they lure you in with some quality stuff.
What I'm worried what I'm really worried about is what they do with children's programming, like what we just saw, how they're trying to shape kids' view.
And Nickelodeon and all of those, the ones that we used to think you could trust with your kids. No.
Right.
No, you gotta really go. You gotta check that. Let's go through some comments. Hold on, before we do some comments, can we do the number one? We'll do a little message from My Pillow. We all know him. Y'all probably
you guys are getting ready for Christmas. This is a good place to go. Promo code GODAN.
And that's the cool thing about My Pillow. They got the quality of the product is excellent. Most of you guys know it. If you don't, it's time you get some My Pillow stuff. And if you order it now, you should get it before. If you order it by tomorrow, you should get it by Christmas.
Yeah.
And if you don't get it by Christmas, it's Branco's fault.
I take the blame. I'll take it. I'll take it because I'm not going to see you guys for another 2 weeks. So this is our last show of the year. We'll be
my
back.
goodness.
Yeah, the Christmas and New Year's falls on a Wednesday, and
not on the same Wednesday.
No.
Okay, just making sure. I was like, I can't handle all that.
Who knows? I don't think Biden changed that yet. So, so this is the last one. Do you have your Patriot Mobile cartoon?
I don't. That's all right. I don't have that handy.
Okay.
But no, I mean, let's see. Let's see if we have anything else video wise before we say bye.
Well, let me look here because you had the NCAA one. We did that. Phil Ackerman Stock Exchange. Remember we talked about how things are changing.
Phil Ackerman, the optimism that Trump and Elon what Trump has done, man. And we got to keep praying. But it looks like God, like we were saying earlier, we've gone through so many horrible presidents.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think God's blessing us.
Yeah.
Because we're praying, and well, not everybody, but a lot of people are praying. But we're being blessed with a president who's taking care of business.
Right.
And
focused on the American people, focused on their interest. That's what's happening.
And he puts
now.
us, as Bannon says, he puts us in the room. It's not, well, what kind of secret deals did they come out with? Well, they'll let us know when they want to let us know. Trump comes out and tells you, this is what we're doing, or he'll actually have cameras right in there when he's sitting there talking junk with Pelosi and Chuck Schumer.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about it, Chuck. I'll take the blame. Don't worry about it, Chuck. I'll take the blame.
But
this is gonna be so awesome.
He just wanted to get it done. He said, I don't care who gets the blame or the credit. We need to get this done. And it's just refreshing to have somebody that has our interest and America's interest instead of their own party's interest, because I don't think Trump has the Republican Party as a whole. That's not his main interest. What his interest is making policies, saving America, making sure that the citizens are taken care of and that we're advancing economically and security wise. And you can't do that by having an open border and having all of our money and our $40 trillion deficits. You can't do it that way. And Democrats are always focused on their own party and their own agenda, whether it hurts Americans or not. That's my piece. I'm off my soapbox.
Well, get back on it.
Okay.
But
what do we got from
Bill Ackerman? Bill Ackerman, who's one of the Silicon Valley bigwigs, and he is just totally in the camp on our team. We have the most innovative people. That's what's exciting here. I remember this. I mean, we're still the Tea Party. We've talked about that before. Everything we're doing is what the Tea Party was talking about back in 2009, 2010. But now we got some guns behind us.
Absolutely.
But this is very optimistic. I'm not sure. I think he was on one of those CNBC or one of those Forbes, one of the financial shows. But it's number 2. Later.
It's a great day because the president's in obviously great spirits, and we're stepping into, I would say, the most pro-growth, pro-business, pro-American administration I've perhaps seen in my adult lifetime, certainly.
The president mentioned the word incentive and incentive theory. Upstairs, downstairs, how would you characterize corporate America's appetite for responding to those incentives? Ebullience.
Yeah. So we just had a nice little ceremony, and CEOs of broad array of big American companies, and I would say everyone is incredibly enthusiastic really about a new administration that's about efficiency, removing the impediments to growth, deregulation. I think a lot of confidence that comes from that.
Yeah. Sorry, Bill, I hear that as well, of course. The investment community, though, the things that seem to concern some people are the unknowns, tariffs and deportations. Do you share that at least concern, or what is your sense as to how that's going to go? The impact on inflation, obviously, is a key component, potentially, if both are quite deep and severe.
Sure. So, look, I think with respect to immigration, the president's very focused on the safety of the American people and having an open border, not vetting people coming in, having criminals into the country. I think that's the number one priority, and that is a actually pro-economy move. If you can get rid of people who are causing harm.
That's 100,000 people, not 11 million, potentially.
Unfortunately, I think it's more than that, but that's a priority. Look, I think the overarching theme is President Trump will do nothing that interferes with the success of the country, the success of the economy. That's absolutely his number. Other than our national defense, that's his number one issue. So I think he's going to be very thoughtful about tariffs.
You do?
I think it's a very powerful tool that can be used to level the playing field. I think that's what he wants. He wants a level playing field for the country. So, Bill, what do we...
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
The last little thing I'd like to touch on is, I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but all these left-wing governments are collapsing.
Yes.
How about that? You got up in Canada, what's his name?
Justin Trudeau.
Justin Castro
Jr. Yeah.
And then France, they just had their issues.
Germany, I think, is having
Germany, Great Britain.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some other ones coming around the corner. But anyway, I was one of my old favorite shows is like Star Trek.
The old Star Trek.
I'm going to come clean. I actually didn't mind The Next Generation, but it's funny as hell to watch.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, because it's like Jean-Luc Picard, the captain, is like Macron of France. They got the stupidest ideas, but he always wins because it's Hollywood,
Yeah, it's on a script.
But then you see, and then they talk about global warming and this, and they got a group of aliens called the Ferengi. But you know why they're so? What makes them bad? They're capitalists.
I know. Ooh, the evil capitalists. Yeah.
They're the planet of capitalists. I mean, but I mean, I happened to, I was napping on the couch and it was on, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Macron.
Yeah.
But we got a good song ending here. Just upbeat and it's good. It's really high quality, but it's Blues Brothers.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
First, I want to thank everybody for being on the chat, both on the StreamYard chat.
Let's talk to them before we go. We want to thank everybody but one. We want to thank everybody.
Also, I want to talk about our websites too, because you have a great website. You can buy Intellectual Frog Leg paraphernalia, T-shirts, and that.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to see great videos, go to Intellectual Frog Legs. They're very entertaining. That's Joe Dan's forte. Mine, if you want to see cartoons dating way back, there's a huge archive. If you want to type in the search on the site, whatever topic, just type in a topic, and those cartoons will probably pop up. And if you're just looking for cartoons or just want to just stroll through the archives, go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
It's free. It's
free. Yeah. Anyway, what are we going to say? Oh, we're going to talk to a couple of our over on.
Let's see what we got. Well, Free Speech 1776 loves my pillow.
Mm-hmm.
Do you love your pillow or do you love my pillow? Wait a minute.
Those aren't
Let's
pillows.
see what else. Hey, those aren't pillows.
Is that John Candy and Trains, Planes, and Automobiles?
Yeah.
South Carolina says, I enjoyed conversating with all of you and love you guys. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. She's talking to the people in the chat. And Anna Lunzenberg, Nana Vicky, Kazini. Boy, yeah.
Kazini. That's a hard one to say.
Yeah, it is, because you don't know how you
and
should.
The Kazini. Kazini. But
great conversation over there. And then, of course, we have Squeaky, Merry Christmas. Okay, it's a different language. Have a hard enough time with English, so thank you, Squeaky.
It says,
did I take it down? Yeah, I don't know what that says.
It says, Wesolchik Swite Bazigo Naradzina.
If you do, you're cleaning it up. That's all I can say.
I'm sorry. We got a mess on aisle 3. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know.
What did Jittery Hobo had something with a little bit ago?
When I was a kid, I opened the drawer and pulled out a tube to brush my teeth. Turned out to be Head and Shoulders shampoo. Oh man, Mom!
I've heard that happen with Ben Gay.
I've never been gay.
But we'll go through some of these comments.
I didn't have one of those experimental phases.
Me neither.
We didn't have to have experiments. No. I knew which team I was on.
Oh yeah, at an early age.
Yeah.
So you got a song for us, Scott Mitchell. He seems like a new face here. Can you read that? It's all blurry to me.
I can read it. Well, that's because you're old.
I'm old.
It's what Scott says. It's why their virtue signaling is racist as if when they ask how your gas will be cut, your toilet's cleaned, your veggies and fruit packed, or cheap construction labor. They don't realize they're saying these people need to stay so we can pay them less. You're right, man. They they have to have their discount slaves. They just gotta have them.
Basically, what it is, they just moved in.
The Democrats trying to turn everybody into serfs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like and Trump's talking about doing some things that are fair. A senior, if you've been paying taxes all your life, you shouldn't have to keep paying taxes. I hope they do something about property taxes on your home.
Yeah.
I mean, because if a man owns his home and he pays the taxes,
tell me about it. Yeah.
And if you have to keep paying every year, you're just renting your property.
Exactly. My property tax keeps going up every year, and it's like pretty soon it's going to be like paying rent. It's
and
to
that's
the
what
government.
It is. And guess what happens? If you own that property and you get behind on your taxes, and you're old and retired, you're not making any more money, you paid everything else off. They will come take your property from you.
Yeah.
They will take it from you.
Yeah.
Even though you paid it off 20 years earlier.
Yeah.
I've been current all this time. Yeah, it's all a racket. It's all a racket.
Squicky says that was Polish. That we were that language.
Oh, it was Greek to me.
Yeah. Spanish to me. Thank you, Antonio Branco and Joe Dan, for another great show of fun and wealth of info. Merry Christmas. All right. We got a song. We probably should get out of here. We've been running way over. So.
Yeah. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. And listen,
wait a minute.
Hold on.
I forgot. I was going to wear this for the show, but it was too hot. I couldn't get through the show with this thing on, but I got this. Ho, ho, ho.
How's your ho, ho, ho?
She's doing fine. I didn't mean that way. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say that.
I didn't mean to say that. So
look, it's Branco as Mrs. Claus. Mrs.
Yeah.
Claus is transitioning.
Yeah, I'm transitioning. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, too much fun. Too much fun. All right.
Yeah. Let's
But
see what else.
yeah.
All right, guys. Merry Christmas. And but what I was going to say is, I'm going to have a new show out before we're back here. So make sure you go to intellectualfroglegs.com and subscribe there. If you're not already, subscribe at intellectualfroglegs.com. I don't spam you. I just, you know what? I don't want to be spammed. So I treat you the way I want to be treated. So anyway, that's all we got here.
That's all I got.
Wishing everybody a Merry Christmas.
We'll see you in a couple
Happy
weeks.
New Year.
So tell all your friends, subscribe, follow. We've got all the information down here on the screen. AF Branco and
donate. Chase, donate, ridicule. You know.
Yeah, right. Tell all your friends. Let's. We're gonna start having some. Joe Dan and I talked about this a couple weeks ago about having more guests on that may be interesting or not interesting. I'm going to see if my
we
mom
don't want them
will
too interesting. We don't want them too interesting.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. See you. Have a
Enjoy
good.
the music. Rock and roll.
Yeah. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is a distinct pleasure of the management to present to you the evening star attraction. Here they are, back after their exclusive 3-year tour of Europe, Scandinavia, and the subcontinent. Won't you welcome from Calumet City, Illinois, the show band of Joliet Jake and Elwood Blues, the Blues Brothers.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're so glad to see so many of you lovely people here tonight. We would especially like to welcome all the representatives of Illinois' law enforcement community who have chosen to join us here in the Palace Hotel Ballroom at this time. We certainly hope you all enjoy the show. And remember, people, that no matter who you are and what you do to live, thrive, and survive, there's still some things that make us all the same. You, me, them, everybody. Everybody.
Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody to love. Someone to love. Someone to love. Sweetheart to miss. Sweetheart to miss. Sugar to kiss. Sugar to kiss. I need you. I need you. I need you. In the morning. When my soul's on fire. Sometimes I feel a little sad inside. When my baby mistreats me. I never find a place to hide it you. Sometimes I feel a little sad inside. When my baby mistreats me, I never find a place to hide it. I need you. I need you.
You know, people, when you do find that special somebody, you gotta hold that man, hold that woman. Love him, please her, please her. Signify your feelings with every gentle caress. Because it's so important to have that special somebody to hold, to kiss, to miss, to squeeze, and please. Everybody needs somebody. you. That was for Wilson Pickett. It's dedicated to the late great Magic Sam. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Come on, oh baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, oh baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago. 6 and 3 is 9, 9 and 9 is 18. Look there, brother, baby, and I'll see what I see. Back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago. Well, come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that same old place, sweet home, Chicago.
God, the mafia's after
You
us
guys
now.
were hot. You were great, insane. I've got to record you.
Bullshit.
Bullshit? I don't bullshit. I'm president of Clarion Records, the largest recording company on the Eastern Seaboard.
So what?
Here's $10,000 in advance on your first recording session.